Dear child, it has been happening in small, ordinary moments. When the room is finally quiet and your thoughts get louder. When you scroll past another voice promising peace, clarity, healing, and you feel both drawn and tired. Dear heart, you have been carrying a private split inside you. We should have respect of the our in lesson cass. We drew planes which should meet him out with you southeast to west hand you can figure after Phil. Here Sir you mouth and you just sis cast with the complete with must try you. You have enough pumpkin. You have had respect of his health we see you have from you bring everything with the grin because he can be at to by sweet burning. Then when the room grows quiet, the ache returns. Dear heart, you have asked questions you barely knew how to form. Why this delay? Why this ending? Why this pause that seems to leave you standing between what was and what has not yet arrived? You have wondered whether you missed something, whether a wrong turn brought you here, whether you are being punished, whether you are simply stuck while everyone else is moving forward. Beloved, I know how easy it is to stare at an unfinished chapter and call it wasted. I know how quickly the human heart can turn uncertainty into self-blame. You have felt tired, disappointed, and quietly afraid. You have thought, maybe I am behind. Maybe nothing is changing. Maybe this part of my life has no purpose at all. Precious one, the stretch you are in right now is not random. It has not escaped my notice. It has not slipped outside my care. It has not been left empty of meaning simply because you cannot yet read it. There are seasons that make immediate sense, and then there are seasons like this one. Seasons that feel plain, seasons that feel hidden, seasons that do not sparkle or announce themselves. My dear one, those seasons are not lesser. Some of the deepest work is done in places that do not look impressive from the outside. What feels like delay to you is often a place of forming. What feels like silence is often a place of arranging. What feels like standing still is often a place where roots are being strengthened beneath the surface. Loved one, you have been measuring this chapter mostly by what it is not. Not the open door you hoped for, not the relationship you wanted restored, not the breakthrough you prayed would come sooner, and because of that you have struggled to notice what it is. It is a place where your inner life is being tended. It is a place where your dependence on appearances is being loosened. It is a place where you are being taught to stop calling yourself forgotten just because the timeline changed. Sweet soul, you have mistaken quiet for absence. You have mistaken slowness for abandonment. You have mistaken unanswered questions for a lack of care. But I have not been careless with your life. I have not stepped away from the very part that confuses you most. I have been present inside the ordinary days you almost dismissed, inside the waiting room feeling, inside the chores, inside the long thoughts at night, inside the small choices nobody else sees. Beloved, there is purpose even in what seems repetitive. There is shaping even in what feels uneventful. There is tenderness inside what you would have skipped if you had been given the choice. You wanted movement. I understand that. You wanted clearer signs, something you could point to and say, now I know why this is happening. But not every holy thing arrives with explanation. Not every meaningful season comes labeled at the start. Some things must be lived through first, and only later understood. My child, you are not in a meaningless gap. You are in a stretch that is doing something in you. It is teaching you what can hold your heart and what cannot. It is showing you how much of your peace you once tied to quick outcomes. It is exposing the quiet bargains you made inside yourself. The bargain that said, if life goes as planned, I will feel secure. The bargain that said, if I am chosen quickly, I will feel valuable. The bargain that said, if the answer comes soon, I will finally rest. Dear one, those bargains were never strong enough to carry your soul. That is why this chapter feels so uncomfortable. Because some of what is falling away needed to fall away. Not to wound you, not to embarrass you, but to free you from leaning your whole identity against fragile things. You are learning that peace cannot be built only on visible progress. You are learning that worth does not vanish in slower seasons. You are learning that your life still has meaning even when applause is absent. Precious one, that learning matters. It matters because what comes next in your life cannot be carried well by someone who only feels steady when everything is happening quickly. It matters because the future you long for requires a deeper center. It matters because you are being prepared not only to enter new things but to remain whole within them. Dear one, there are patterns in you I have been gently touching during this season. The habit of rushing before your heart has settled. The habit of calling yourself late when I have not called you lost. The habit of assuming that a closed door means you are not worthy to enter any room. These patterns have wearied you. They have made you carry panic as though it were wisdom. They have made you listen to urgency as though it were truth. So this chapter, for all its discomfort, has not come to empty you of hope. It has come to separate your hope from panic. Beloved, there is a difference. Panic demands that everything be solved now. Hope can sit in uncertainty without disappearing. Panic tells you that if clarity is delayed, disaster must be near. Hope leaves room for life to unfold without naming every mystery as danger. Panic tightens the body, shrinks the heart, and makes every delay feel personal. Hope steadies the breath of the soul, widens the inner room, and remembers that what is unfinished is not automatically ruined. Dear heart, I am drawing you away from the tyranny of panic. That is part of what this season is for. You thought you were only waiting for outer change, but there is inner change too, and it is not small. You are becoming harder to fool with what only looks urgent. You are becoming less willing to call noise guidance. You are becoming more honest about what actually drains you and what quietly nourishes you. My dear one, this is not nothing. This is not wasted time. This is not an accidental detour that slipped into your life because I was inattentive for a moment. No, this chapter has texture. It has shape. It has a hidden kind of intention. Even now, threads are being drawn together that you cannot fully trace. A crossroads does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like an ordinary week where your heart is being taught what direction truly feels like peace, and what direction only flatters your fear. Sometimes it looks like staying where you are long enough for your motives to become clearer. Sometimes it looks like seeing the same disappointment again until you finally stop chasing what keeps wounding you. Sweet soul, do not despise the smallness of this season. Small does not mean empty. Quiet does not mean absent. Hidden does not mean forgotten. And slow does not mean wrong. You have been afraid that your life is being reduced, but I tell you, it is being refined. There is a difference. Reduction steals meaning. Refinement clarifies it. Reduction leaves you emptier. Refinement leaves you truer. Reduction strips away value. Refinement reveals what was always worth keeping. Beloved, that is what I am doing. I am showing you what in your life is solid and what was only temporary support. I am showing you which desires are deep and honest, and which ones were born mostly from comparison, fear, or the ache to be validated. I am showing you that some things you begged to keep were not built to hold the weight of your becoming. This is not cruelty, it is careful love. There are many forms of love. Some wrap a blanket around the shaking shoulders. Some sit quietly beside grief. And some refuse to hand you what would harm you even when you ask with tears. Dear one, I have loved you in all of those ways. I have comforted you when the pain was fresh. I have sat with you when your thoughts were heavy. And I have also withheld certain things because I knew they would not heal you the way you imagined. That is part of the reason this moment feels so confusing. Because not every no is rejection. Not every pause is indifference. Not every unfinished desire means the story is closing. Sometimes it means something truer is still being formed. Sometimes it means your heart needs gentler ground before it can carry what it longs for. Sometimes it means there is mending happening that cannot be rushed without leaving cracks beneath the surface. Precious one, you have been so hard on yourself. You have looked at your weariness and treated it like failure. You have looked at your questions and treated them like weakness. You have looked at your need for reassurance and felt embarrassed by it. But need does not make you lesser. It makes you human. And your humanity does not frustrate me. I know the places where you still bruise easily. I know the memories that speak too loudly. I know how disappointment can settle into the body and make even simple tasks feel heavier than they should. Loved one, I do not shame you for being affected. I meet you there. In the tiredness, in the second guessing, in the quiet ache you do not always mention to anyone. I meet you there not to scold but to steady. And this steadiness is part of the purpose of the season you are in. Because one thing this chapter is teaching you is where to turn when your thoughts begin to spiral. Not deeper into fear, not into harsher self-talk, not into endless comparison, toward a calmer center, toward what is true even when your feelings are loud, toward the kind of inner room where you are still tender but no longer ruled by every wave. My child, do not miss this. You are learning how to remain when the old comforts fail. You are learning how to stay open without collapsing. You are learning how to stand in uncertainty without deciding that uncertainty is your identity. This is sacred work even if it looks ordinary from the outside. And yes, there will be visible change too. This is not your forever. This is not the last room. This is not the final shape of your life. But while you are here, I do not want you to spend all your strength despising the place that is quietly serving you. Beloved, there is fruit that grows only in seasons you would never have chosen. Patience with depth, not just surface restraint. Discernment that can tell the difference between excitement and peace. Compassion for others whose lives look delayed. A stronger ability to tell the truth to yourself without turning cruel. A calmer relationship with your own unfinishedness. These are not small gifts. These are the kinds of gifts that keep a soul from splintering later. Dear heart, you have often asked for change in your circumstances. I hear that. But deeper still, you have been asking for a life that feels solid, clear, and deeply held. This season is answering that deeper request in ways you may not have expected. Not by handing you instant relief, but by building something sturdier beneath you. A bridge is strengthened before the heaviest weight crosses it. And so are you. You thought you were just trying to survive this time. Yet beneath that you are being strengthened for things not yet visible. For relationships that will ask for honesty and steadiness. For responsibilities that will need a quieter mind. For decisions that cannot be made well from desperation. For joy too. Yes, even for joy. Because joy also requires capacity. It requires room inside you to hold goodness without immediately fearing its loss. Loved one, I am making room in you. That is one reason this chapter has felt both tender and stretching. You are being enlarged inwardly. Not inflated, not made proud, made spacious. So that peace has somewhere to stay. So that wisdom has somewhere to settle. So that love does not have to squeeze itself through old fear every time it enters. My dear one, there have been moments when you thought nothing was happening, but much has been happening. You have said no to patterns that once ruled you. You have become more honest about your limits. You have begun to notice what your body and heart have been trying to tell you for a long time. You have become slower to chase what depletes you. You have become quieter around people who thrive on confusion. You have begun to recognize that peace is not laziness, and rest is not irresponsibility. That matters. It matters more than the world around you is often willing to admit, because the world will praise busyness even when it hollows you out. It will praise speed even when it leads nowhere good. It will praise performance even when your inner life is gasping. But I am not asking you to build your life on what destroys your center. Precious one, this season is helping you choose differently. More slowly perhaps. More honestly, yes. You are learning that being rooted is better than being admired for a moment. You are learning that peace is not found in having all outcomes guaranteed. It is found in knowing your life is being held with wisdom even while the next page is still turning. Beloved, I know you still want answers. And some of them will come in time. Clarity does come. Openings do come. Movement does come. But before those things arrive, I want you to know this. You are not stuck in a meaningless hallway. You are not being ignored in some forgotten corner of your own story. You are not being punished by a stretch of slowness. You are in a season that has intention in it. Even the part that made you weep. Even the part that made you doubt yourself. Even the part that made you sit quietly and wonder if anything good could still come from here. Yes, even that part. Dear one, pain is not automatically pointless. Confusion is not automatically empty. Waiting is not automatically wasted. There are times when these very things become the ground where greater honesty, deeper strength, and gentler vision are born. I do not romanticize your struggle. I know it has hurt. I know some nights have felt long and private. I know there were moments when you wanted to skip ahead just to stop feeling so suspended. I know. And still I tell you this time is not random. It has been held. It has been witnessed. It has been woven into a larger kindness than you can see from where you stand. My child, what you call interruption may later reveal itself as protection. What you call stagnation may later reveal itself as preparation. What you call silence may later reveal itself as the place where your soul learned how to hear more clearly. So do not curse every unfinished thing. Do not label every slower day as a sign of failure. Do not conclude that because your life does not look impressive right now, it is somehow less loved or less guided. Loved one, the hidden season has dignity too. The ordinary day has sacredness too. The chapter that no one else applauds still matters deeply. And you, right in the middle of it, still matter deeply. You do not become valuable only when the story turns outwardly brighter. You do not become worthy only when the answer arrives. You do not become lovable only when the waiting ends. You are cherished here. Here, in the unfinishedness. Here, in the slower rhythm. Here, while there are still loose threads and questions not yet answered. Sweet soul, rest your heart a little. Not because everything is solved, not because you suddenly understand all that has unfolded, but because you do not have to carry the meaning of this season by yourself. It is already held inside a wisdom larger than your current view. So when you wake tomorrow and the same life is still in front of you, do not dismiss it too quickly. There is purpose there, in the conversation, in the restraint, in the honesty, in the healing pace, in the quiet decision not to return to what once broke you. There is purpose in the way you are learning to stop abandoning yourself for the sake of urgency. There is purpose in the way you are being taught to love truth more than immediate relief. There is purpose in the way your spirit is becoming less fragile before uncertainty. Beloved, I am not merely passing you through this chapter. I am meeting you in it. I am tending what is bruised. I am strengthening what is weak. I am loosening what is false. I am preserving what is true. And when it is time for the next opening, you will not enter it as the exact same person who first stepped into this waiting place. You will enter with more clarity, with more steadiness, with more inward room, with a deeper sense that your life is not ruled by panic, chance, or appearances. My dear one, that knowing will bless you far beyond this present chapter. Tonight, you do not need to force a grand conclusion. You do not need to untangle every reason. You do not need to make peace with all of it at once. It is enough to know that this part of your life has not been empty in my hands. It is enough to know that your slower season has not slipped outside my care. It is enough to know that even here, meaning has been growing quietly where your eyes could not yet follow. So soften a little, dear heart, the page is still turning. The story is still being tended. And this very moment, with all its questions and all its hidden labor, has not been placed carelessly inside your life. It has been held with intention. It has been touched with purpose. It has been watched over with love. Rest in that tonight, precious one. Not every answer has arrived, but you are not standing in a random place. You are standing in a chapter that is being used. And while the deeper meaning continues to unfold, I will stay near, steady and gentle, like a quiet lamp left on in the next room, so your heart remembers there is care here still, there is wisdom here still, and there is one who has not once looked away from your life. Amen. Dear family, it is a blessing to share God's word with you each day. We continue this mission with dedication and hope. If you would like to support and help us continue this work, you will find the support link in the description and in the comment box below. Thank you for being part of this prayer.